Hi, this is Gerry Kayye. We're here at Integrate 2017, and I'm here in the iMAG booth with Gerry Raffaut. Hi, Gerry. How are you?
Hey, I'm good, Gary. Very good.
You are known by our watchers and viewers and readers as a company that one of the first companies to do AV over IP. And what's neat about you, or what's different about you, is almost all the companies doing AV over IP have selected one sort of way of doing it. But in your case, you're offering both the two leading ways of doing AV over IP right now, which is SDVoE and JPEG 2000 compression.
That's correct. I mean, the installers need a choice. There's not just one fits, all scenarios. So each installation requires certain different parameters, and so we're here to, well, not so much please, but offer them choice.
Yeah, and so we're going to go and shoot individual videos on each of the products, but they have JPEG 2000 for the small bandwidth systems, the one where you want to use less than 1 gig of network bandwidth, and then they have the SDVoE stuff for the less than 10, approximately 10 gig bandwidth. So two different types of compression there, right?
Exactly right.
And that's worked out well for you so far.
Yeah, that's right. People can see that there is a choice, and the two technologies can work not so much together, but give them the result that they require.
Yeah, and so they can decide how much compression they want. And this is the outcome of that, is that basically what you're seeing here is a software matrix / video wall controller in a way, because all the content's on the network, you can basically pull it off and put it wherever you want, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. These are just, hardware endpoints to get them in and out, but what's driving it is all virtual.
Yeah, and this is basically using your director software that's telling it where you want to place it. And kind of in a way, this is just sort of a technology demo, because ultimately you can put it wherever you want it to go.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, this is just showing five sources here, but we have the ability to send literally up to 255 images on this screen. I mean, they're going to be small postage stamps, but this is what SDVoE technology can provide.
Yeah. So that's one of the cool things you're showing here, but the other thing is you've got a new technology, sort of a technology demo here called Lightning, where you're showing how you can simplify control. And I'm going to take a shot at trying to explain this, because one of the future opportunities is going to be to take legacy systems that have large matrix switchers in these rooms and convert them to network-based systems. That's going to be expensive for most integration, because you're talking about pulling out all the hardware, and although it's simplifying it by putting it on the network, also you're talking about replacing the control system that's been controlling it for years. Well, your Lightning, the concept behind Lightning is that you're going to take and switch out the hardware, take all of the legacy stuff and put it on the network, but using Lightning, you're going to take, and that way you're going to allow them to use the exact same control software, because you're going to take and read the Crestron, the AMX, the Extron software, and just emulate exactly what they were doing before in your software-based system.
Yes, that's exactly right. Yeah, we call the function any control, because it can be interfaced and it can be controlled as if it was any other product from any other manufacturer. Yeah.
So you've got a little demo back here, and what you've done is you put together, these are all the major control system kind of companies that are out there in a way. You got AMX, you got Crestron, you got Extron, you got Wire. I mean, all of the Kramer, all of them have their own little control protocol. So basically, if I hit AMX, you're going to see the command from AMX, and up there you'll see that on the screen back there, you're taking and decoding this command and telling what that command from AMX meant for the display, for the switcher, for all the devices in the system.
That's right, that's right. It sees that and then it executes it to our product.
Yeah, so all you're doing is taking the macro function and breaking it out without having to reprogram the system. So if you want to keep the same control system in there, you can, and then you're just taking the command and saying, instead of controlling the matrix switcher, in this case, that macro did 7 things to the matrix. Switch input number 1 to 7, number 2 to 4, number 3 to 6, and change the brightness of the projector and switch the inputs on the projector. You're able to do all that by emulating that function within the iMAG system.
That's right, that's right. We listen to those commands and then we send them out as we want to interpret them. So.
And I'm not even sure I did a good job explaining that, but this is an interesting demo here, and I have not seen any other manufacturer do this, because what you're trying to do is accommodate existing legacy systems that are out there and make them work in a simpler way using your AV over IP system.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the initial concept was about trying to make it easier for a newcomer to use our product. It's always going to be a bit of resistance. So after we actually did it, we thought, well, hang on a sec, doesn't that also mean that if we're using, you know, an old control system, you know, can we use the codes and interpret that? And the answer was yes.
So the idea is to make it where you're switching out the infrastructure hardware, but keeping the control, which will save you money. And I mean, one of the big costs in systems is the control programming part of it.
That's right. The reprogramming part. I mean, there are installations where, you know, they're locked down. You know, the integrator's gone out of business or whatever, and there are reasons why. There's reasons why old installations stay old because of the money to refresh it is going to be too much, so they put it off and off and off. So it just gives them an opportunity to slide something else into it and effectively keep the existing, you know, commands.
But in reality, don't you think the best solution is for them to, if they're going to adopt your system, to use the Director software and kind of re-engineer the system? So this is sort of a Band-Aid, right?
It's definitely a stepping stone to getting into this. So it's almost like you could do an installation half done, I guess, maybe, just to get it, you know, up to the, you know, 4K that you need the facility to now cope with, and then later on do it. But there is now a choice, whereas before there was no.
So phase it in is what I would say, phasing it in. So let me ask you about the Director. Last question about the Director software. When is it going to be packaged in a system approach where people can buy it and use it? Because right now it's more of a technology demo.
That's right. We're figuring out exactly how it should be packaged up. How many ins, how many outs, and being able to put it in a package that people can visually understand and see where it's going to be used for their type of installation. So it's a matter of finding out what people want to see.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, Director software is basically software packaging of a hardware function.
That's right. That's right.
It is kind of a complicated way of approaching it, but you're doing some really innovative things. Find out more information, where do we go? imagsystems.com?
That's right, imagsystems.com.
Yeah, imagsystems.com. You can, of course, see all the videos that we shot here on each one of these individual things we've talked about today by going to the video search window and typing in iMAG, IMAG. And you should, because they have both SDVOE and JPEG 2000 compression. So both of the major compressions for AV over IP right now. I mean, those are what all your competitors are using for the most part, one or the other, but you're doing both. I don't know of any other manufacturers doing both compressions right now, using both compression technologies that are delivering right now. All right, so we're here at Integrate 2017. We got a lot more to see. You can see all of our coverage at ravepubs.com.